Hello friends, today we are to discuss regarding electronic effects and its applications or its influence on the organic compounds. So what are the electronic effects? Electronic effects are very important kind of effects which are operated in organic compounds such as inductive effect, resonance effect, electromeric effect, hyperconjugation effect. So because of these effects, organic compounds becomes reactive and they undergoes different types of reactions. So electronic effects play a very important role in the reactivity of organic compounds. So the first very important effect we are to discuss now, inductive effect. Inductive effect. Now what is inductive effect? This effect is also called as polarization effect. This polarizes sigma covalent bond. Suppose the bond present between this A and B, and this B is more electronegative, so the bond is shifted towards this. So this A becomes delta positive charge and this B becomes delta negative charge, means electron density is more towards this. So because of this, displacement of sigma electron pair, so electron density around B is increases while electron density around A is decreases. So this is called as inductive effect. This is the polarization of this sigma covalent bond. The bond get polarized and this effect is permanent effect. It is depends on the electronegativity of this atom. If two atoms which are bonded each other having different electronegativity, so if A and B are different atoms and they are having difference in electronegativities, so the sigma covalent bond is shifted towards more electronegative element. This is called as inductive effect. So inductive effect is nothing but it is a simple displacement of sigma covalent bond towards more electronegative atom or element. So here we have to see example of simple example, alkyl halide or alkyl chloride. So alkyl group is having here carbon, so this bond is shifted towards this Cl because Cl is electronegative than the carbon. So when any electronegative element attached to carbon, so it pulls electron pair towards it from the carbon atom, so it becomes electron rich while the carbon becomes electron deficient. Now I have to see here simple example of suppose this is the long chain of carbon atoms having this chlorine. Now what happened? This inductive effect is operated in long chain of carbon atoms. Here this chlorine attracts electron from carbon, so this chlorine becomes delta negative charge because of greater electron density around it. So now this carbon becomes electron deficient because of this electron donation towards this, so it will receive here delta positive charge. But what happens if this carbon becomes electron deficient? Now it again withdraws electron from this adjacent carbon, this withdraws electron from adjacent carbon. Now this inductive effect is operated in long chain of carbon atoms. But if it goes away from this electronegative element, then inductive effect is decreases. So more inductive effect is towards this center, but when we go away from this, inductive effect is decreases, but it is operated. So the inductive effect is operated in long chain of carbon atoms. So this is here delta positive. This increase in delta sign indicates decrease in positive charge. So here this is delta positive. Here this is delta positive. So here this is. So here as we go away from this electronegative element, inductive effect is decreases, but it is operated in long chain of carbon atom. So this carbon is more electron deficient than this, then this, then this, then this, then this. So this is highly electron deficient carbon. So any nucleophilic group can attack on this because it is electron deficient. Nucleophile can attack here and this leaving group can be departed from this carbon. So alkyl halides are used as a very good electrophilic reagents because of this inductive effect is operated here. Now inductive effect are of two types, electron donating, that is called as plus I effect, and second is electron withdrawing, so this is called as minus I effect. This is called as electron releasing or electron donating effect. This is donating effect, electron donating, while this is electron withdrawing. Electron withdrawing effect. Now which are the types of electron donating groups? So all the alkyl groups when attached to any carbon, then they donates electron from it. So this R group is electron donating group. If this R can be primary, that is methyl group, this can be ethyl group, this can be isopropyl, this can be tertiary butyl. So in this way, these are the different types of alkyl groups are electron donating. When alkoxide is there, then this is also donating. When phenoxide is there, then this is also donating. So these groups are electron donating groups. When attached to adjacent carbon, then it donates electron towards that carbon through the inductive effect. This is called as electron donating inductive effect. Now we have to see electron withdrawing effect. So this is minus I effect. So the minus I effect is basically shown by all halogens such as fluorine, chlorine, bromine. So these are highly electronegative elements. They attract electron from the carbon and the carbon get electron deficiency. So here these are the, and any positively charged species such as NO2 group. So NO2 is a positively charged, or when any quaternary ammonium ion is there, it is also electron deficient. So here all the positively charged groups itself acts as a electron withdrawing group, because to relieve the positive charge it attracts electron from the adjacent species. So these are operating minus I effect, that is electron withdrawing effect. It is also called as electron attracting effect. So here electron attracting and here electron donating. So these are the two types of effects here we have seen. All the anions are electron donating, because to relieve that negative charge they donate electron towards electron deficient species. So all the electron rich species acts as electron donors. So these are the electron donating groups, while electron deficient species or electronegative species are acts as a, so this is fluorine, this is chlorine, this is bromine, they acts as minus I groups or electron withdrawing groups. So electron donating and electron withdrawing group effect is very important in the reactivity of organic compounds, that we have to see after the completing all the electronic effects. Now next electronic effect we have to see resonance effect. Now here the resonance effect is shown by the conjugated compounds. The conjugated compounds contain conjugated pi bonds. So conjugated pi bonded compounds generally shows resonance effect, or the lone pair is conjugated with pi bonded compounds. So here the basic requirement is it should be conjugated, all the conjugated pi bonds should lie in a one plane. So here all the conjugated lie in a one plane. So it should be in a one plane to show resonance effect. So if it is not in the plane, then the resonance effect cannot be operated. So it should be planar. Now the next important thing regarding this is, due to the resonance effect, the same compound can be shown by different number of structures. So all the structures are called as resonating structures. So molecule can be represented in several number of structures. In number of structures, and these structures are called as resonating structures. These are called as resonating structures. And these resonating structures are shown by double-headed arrow. So this is the arrow shown between the two resonating structures. This is called as double-headed arrow. So this is double-headed arrow shown to represent resonance effect, because all the structures are interconvertible. One is converted to other, and when we superimpose all, then we get its hybrid. So resonance hybrid is the most correct structure for the compound. So all the structures are when superimposed, and all the structures can be represented in a single structure, that is called as resonance hybrid. And we can think that all the resonating structures are not the correct structure for the compound. So single structure, single resonating structure cannot represent molecule completely. Because of the delocalization of pi bonds, same compound can be represented in a number of structures. So the next important thing is, during the delocalization, number of position or the place of atoms or groups remain same, but there is a change in the position of double bonds or the negative charge. So negative charge can be changed, or the electron density of that negatively charged group can be changes from one place to other place, but the atoms or the groups remains at their original place during the resonance effect. Only the change in the delocalization, due to the delocalization in the pi electrons or the pi bonds. Now I to see here simple example of the resonance effect, benzene. So here benzene is having 3 pi bonds. So due to the delocalization of this conjugated pi bonds, so this benzene can be represented in a second structure. This is the resonance structure of this benzene, and when we place over this, then we get its hybrid. So because of the continuous delocalization of double bond, it look like this. So this circle inside the 6 membering indicates this is the continuous delocalization or continuous circulation of pi electrons which are present in the perpendicular pi orbitals of the benzene. So this is the continuous circulation of pi electrons. This is called as resonance hybrid. So this is here hybrid structure, and these are the here resonating structures. So here resonance hybrid is showing us or indicating us these pi electrons are continuously delocalized. What we have seen, the position of atoms remains same, but here the position of double bonds is changing. So double bond is here, but in this structure double bond is here. So the position of double bond is changing, position of electrons is changing. If you see the another example, suppose vinyl chloride, CH2 double bond CH, Cl. Now Cl is having 3 lone pairs of electron, but it can use this lone pair and operated resonance effect. This electron pair shifted to this carbon. So here we get CH2 minus single bond CH double bond Cl. Now due to losing electron pair, unshaded electron pair, it will receive positive charge. So here this is the resonating structure of this vinyl chloride. So in this way the resonance effect is operated here in the compounds which contain conjugated pi electrons or the conjugated pi bond to the unshaded electron pair. Well, also we can show resonance effect in the different examples such as nitro compounds, carboxylic acids, nitriles. So see the example of carboxylic acid, RCOOH. Now here what happened, this lone pair shifted towards this, and here we get RC. Now this double bond becomes single bond, and this electron density reaches to this, means it receives negative charge. Here double bond O, this is plus because of donating electron pair, and this hydrogen is here. So this is the resonating structure of this carboxylic acid, when the electron pair from this delocalizes to this oxygen. Now this oxygen can take this electron pair, and this bond shifted here. So the hydrogen is changing its position from one oxygen to other oxygen. We can have the example in the nitro compound. So this is nitro compound, where this negative charge goes to other electronegative oxygen. So we get here N plus this oxygen, and this there is a double bond oxygen. So here this double bond is converted to single bond, and this negative charge shifted to oxygen, and this there is a double bond formation between nitrogen and oxygen. So in this way we can show the different structures, resonating structures of this. Now what is the evidence for this resonance? Now if you see the structure of benzene, then actually the bond length of carbon-carbon single bond is 1.54 angstrom, 1.54 angstrom, and bond length of the double bond, carbon-carbon double bond, is 1.33 angstrom. But if you see the bond length here in this benzene, it is around 1.39 to 1.40 angstrom. So it is in between this. So it clearly indicates none of the CC bond is here single or double. It is because of the continuous delocalization, the electron density is circulated through all the carbon atoms. So because of this, all the bonds here, not a single or not a double. So the bond length is in between single bond and double bond in the benzene. And also again we have the evidence for the resonance hybrid or resonance structure, resonance effect in the benzene is, we can calculate resonance energy of benzene. Benzene is having 36 kilocalories per mole resonance energy. So this 36 kilocalories per mole resonance energy, this is the stabilization energy. This energy is not possessed by benzene. So resonance energy is, this is the amount of energy by which benzene is stabilized. So expected energy of benzene is less than the 36 kilocalories per mole. So this is called as stabilization energy of benzene. So this is obtained, we can calculate this from the heat of combustion or enthalpies of hydrogenation. So these are the two ways by which we can find out resonance energy in the benzene is, so the benzene is stabilized by 36 kilocalories per mole energy just because of resonance effect. Hence it is known as resonance energy. So because of this delocalization, energy of the compound is reduced, so its stability increases. So delocalization, while the resonance effect stabilizes the compound. So here we have seen resonance effect in the compounds which contain conjugated pi electrons or the non-bonding electrons conjugated to pi bonds. So the basic requirement is all should lie in one plane and the compound should contain conjugated pi electrons or non-bonding electrons. In this way, here we have discussed resonance effect. Next effect we have to see electromeric effect. Electromeric effect. So electromeric effect is generally operated in the multiple bonded compound such as C double bond C, C triple bond C or C double bond O. So here generally in the multiple bonded compounds electromeric effect is operated. So here how it is operated? This is operated in presence of reagent. So when we are adding certain reagents, whether it may be electrophilic or nucleophilic, when we add certain reagents to the compound which contains such a multiple bond, then these multiple bonds can be donated to the reagent, or this reagent can donate its electron pair to the one of the multiple bonded compound and delocalizes the electron pair. So here electromeric effect is operated only in presence of reagent. The reagent is removed, electron pair is shifted to its original position. So this is the main important thing regarding electromeric effect. It is operated only in presence of reagent. When reagent is removed, electron pair goes to its original position. For example, we have CH2 double bond CH2. In presence of reagent, this electron pair can be shifted here. So this is the shifting of electron pair to one of the bonded atom. So we get here CH2 plus and here CH2 minus. So here this reagent polarizes this pi electron pair, it goes to one of the bonded atom. So this is here the polarization of pi electron pair present between the two carbons. So this is in presence of reagent. When we remove reagent, this original ethylene we can get. This electromeric effect is classified in two types, that is plus electromeric effect and second is minus electromeric effect. So what happens in plus electromeric effect? In the plus electromeric effect, when this is the double bond CH2 double bond CH2 is reacts with any electrophilic reagent such as hydrogen donor. So this electron pair goes to the proton. So this is electrophilic reagent and we get here CH2 and here there is a CH2 and this proton attaches to this carbon, but due to losing electron pair, this carbon will receive positive charge. So proton is catched by this double bond. So the proton is taken by this one of the olefinic carbon, attaches to this, and this other carbon receives positive charge. So this is here plus E effect, plus electromeric effect, which is operated in presence of electrophilic reagent. So these are the electrophilic reagent. So we have to see reagents in the next part, types of reagents. Now the minus electromeric effect is operated in presence of nucleophilic reagent. For example, we have carbonyl compound such as aldehyde. When it reacts with reagents such as HCN, so here this CN attacks here on this multiple bonded carbonyl group and this electron density goes to this carbon and we get here RCO minus and here there is a CN and here there is a H. It takes proton and here we get cyanohydrin RCOH CN and this H. This is called as cyanohydrin. And here this is ethyl cation. Carbocation is obtained here when it is reacts with electrophilic reagent, and when it is reacts with nucleophilic reagent, so we get here this. So when you remove reagent, then this negatively charged intermediate is converted to this. So in this way, it is depends on the concentration of reagent. When we remove reagent, then electromagnetic effect is nullified, or it shifted its electron pair to its original position. So in this way, electromagnetic effect is operated. Now the next electronic effect we have to see, hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. What is hyperconjugation effect? This is the one of the kind of resonance effect operated between the sigma bond, that is sigma covalent bond, and the pi bond. So it is the resonance effect between sigma CH bond and the pi bond, conjugated pi bond. Hyperconjugation effect stabilizes carbocations as well as the alkenes. So more is the hyperconjugation effect, more will be the stabilization of alkene, or more will be the stabilization of carbocation. Now here we have to see simple example of hyperconjugation effect. When this is here, suppose H, this is propene. Now here this double bond and this sigma CH bond is conjugated. How it is called as conjugated? There is a the distance between these two is of 1 sigma bond. So here this is called as alternate position is there. This is called as conjugated CH bond towards pi bond. Now how it is delocalizes? So this bond shifted here and this electron pair goes to carbon. So this is the sigma CH bond delocalizes towards C double bond C. This is called as hyperconjugation effect, also shown by double headed arrow. So here we get H, C, H. Now it becomes double bond CH, and here there is a CH2 single bond. Now this hydrogen loses electron pair, so it receives positive charge, and here the negative charge goes to this. Now again this can be shown, if this hydrogen is used, then this hydrogen can also take positive charge, and this hydrogen is here, remains double bond CH, CH2 minus, or this hydrogen can be used. So we get here HC, H, this H plus, double bond CH, CH2 minus. So in this way the same structure can be represented in 4 structures because of these 3 hydrogens and these original structures. So it is represented in a 4 hyperconjugation structures. As the number of methyl groups to the olefinic carbon increases, its stability is increases. So more are the number of alkyl groups to doubly bonded carbon, more will be stability of alkene. So hyperconjugation effect increases stability of alkenes. So on this basis we can set a order of alkenes, stability order of alkenes in such a way, when C double bond C is having here hydrogens, okay, then we have to attach here one alkyl group. Now here we have to attach 2 alkyl groups. Now here we have to attach R, suppose 4 or 3. So here, as the more number of alkyl groups attached to olefinic carbon, stability is increases, because this alkyl group is having hydrogens. So hydrogens which are delocalizes towards pi electron system and increases stability. So more substituted alkenes are more stable on the basis of hyperconjugation effect. So hyperconjugation effect states that more substituted alkenes are more stable, while less substituted alkenes are less stable, because the less substituted alkene shows no hyperconjugation effect or less hyperconjugation effect, but more substituted alkene shows very huge or very high hyperconjugation effect, and hyperconjugation effect stabilizes alkenes. Also hyperconjugation effect shown in carbocations, why to see in the stability of carbocation, when we will see reactive intermediates, in which we will discuss about the stability of intermediates on the basis of various electronic effects. So here on the basis of this, as the substitution across the alkene increases, it increases stability of alkene. So in this way, these are the various electronic effects here we have discussed. Now we have to see few applications of electromagnetic effects. First is acidity of carboxylic acids. Now what you see, CH3COOH. This is acetic acid. This is carboxylic acid. It is acidic in nature. Why it is acidic? Because this is attached to oxygen, and this oxygen shows here the delocalization. So this hydrogen is acidic in nature. So this is acidic hydrogen. Acidic hydrogen. But when we attach electronegative halogens to alpha carbon of this acidic acid, its acidity is increases. For example, CH2ClCOOH. This is monochloroacetic acid. Why? Because here this methyl group is electron donating, it decreases acidity of this. But here when we attach here chlorine, then this chlorine attracts electron from this. So it attracts electron from this, so it becomes more acidic. So this hydrogen in monochloroacetic acid is definitely more acidic. If you again replace both the hydrogens using chlorine, so this is here monochloroacetic acid. Now in the ClClClClCOOH. So here all the three chlorines attracts electron from this, so it also attracts electron from this. So the resultant carboxylate is stabilized. After losing this proton, it forms here Cl, and this is COO minus. In every case carboxylate ion is formed. So stability of carboxylate ion is very high in case of this, because of this minus I effect. So this is very high minus I effect. So among this is more stable than the monochloro. Monochloro is more stable than dichloro. Dichloro more stable than trichloro. Because of the more minus I effect increases the stabilization of carboxylate ion, which is obtained by the donation of proton. When it donates proton, it forms carboxylate ion, and this carboxylate ion is stabilized by 3 electronegative chlorines. So the minus I effects increases acidity of these carboxylic acids. Now I to see second effect, which is acidity of proton present in carboxylic acid, alcohol and phenol. Now if you see ROH, AROH, and this acid we have seen here, this is RCOOH. Now here this OH is there, here is also OH, here is also OH, but the acidity is here increases in this trend. So here alcohols are basically neutral. Why? Because when alcohol ROH, when it donates proton, suppose when it donates proton, so we get here minus H plus ion, from this we get here RO minus alkoxide. Now alkoxide is not stable. Why? Because this is negatively charged and the alkyl groups are electron donating. So these are electron donating groups. So it destabilizes this. So there is a destabilization of this oxide. So alkoxides are destabilized by alkyl groups. When it loses proton, then it gives unstable intermediate. So none of the compound wants instability, destability. So it cannot donate proton easily unless and until very huge basic, very highly basic substance comes in front of it. So here this is very less acidic, or it is neutral, very less acidic, that is it can be considered as a neutral. Why we can write here very less acidic? If we use very strong base, very strong base, then that strong base is having very huge capacity to catch very less acidic hydrogen. So basically, just for the sake of understanding, we can say that these alcohols are simply neutral. But here these phenols are, this is AROH. AROH means these are the aromatic hydroxy compounds which are acidic in nature. So these phenols are acidic in nature. Why the phenols are acidic in nature? Because see the structure of phenol, here OH. When it loses this proton, minus H plus ion by this, then we get here this phenoxide. Now this phenoxide is stabilized by this resonance effect. So here resonance effect is operated for the stabilization of this oxide ion of this. So phenols are acts as acidic in nature, but here the carboxylic acids are definitely more acidic than phenols. Why? Because this RCOOH, when it loses proton minus H plus ion, then we get here this RCOO minus, and this negative charge is goes to the distributed on two electronegative oxygens. So here there is a delocalization on electronegative oxygen. So there is a more stabilization of oxygen, negative charge at oxygen than the carbon. So this is the carboxylate RCO minus, here double bond O. So here there is a more stabilization in the carboxylic acids. Hence here we have seen OH is present in all compounds, but here where these are the least acidic, or we can say these are the neutral one. So next is phenol. It undergoes stabilization. Here there is a more stabilization than this. So here this is the acidity we have discussed in due to the resonance effect as well as due to the minus I inductive effect. Now next we have to see effect on the basicity. Effect on basicity of organic amines. So primary amine or alkanamines. These amines are classified in three types: primary, secondary and tertiary. So this is here RNH2, RN, here this H, this is secondary amine, this is primary amine, this is secondary amine, and this N, R. So here this is tertiary amine. Now why these amines are basic in nature? When we add here proton, this lone pair of nitrogen easily attacks on proton. So it forms here NH3 plus. So here it forms easily ammonium ion. So this is ammonium ion. In presence of HCl, it forms here ammonium chloride. Hydrochlorides are formed. Now here there is the ability of electron pair donation by this nitrogen is called as this ability of electron pair donation is nothing but here basicity. Basicity is nothing but it is the ability to give electron pair. So here this nitrogen is giving electron pair readily because of this electron releasing alkyl group. When the nitrogen is releases electron, it receives positive charge, but this positive charge decreases by electron pair donation of this plus I group. This is plus I group. But here when this nitrogen donate electron pair to H plus ion, so two alkyl groups are there. So this one and this two. So there is a more stabilization of this positive charge of nitrogen. So here definitely it is more basic than this. Now when it attacks on H plus ion, then this is again more stabilized by three alkyl groups. So here definitely it is more stable than this. So the basicity is increases from primary to tertiary. This is in non-aqueous medium we are talking about. So the basicity in the non-aqueous medium, tertiary amines are more basic than secondary, secondary are more basic than primary. So alkanamines are basic in nature because of electron pair donation by the nitrogen. So here this is the basicity of amines on the basis of electron pair donation to the electron deficient species. Now if you see the example of basicity of cyclohexylamine and aniline, that is aromatic amine. What is difference here? Here this is the alicyclic system, that is cyclohexane, and here there is a aromatic system. So this is alkanamine, this is arylamine. This is alicyclic amine, this is arylamine. Here when it reacts with proton, so this nitrogen easily attacks here, and here we get NH3 plus. Okay, but when these aromatic amines are treated with proton, then this lone pair can be attack on this, but this lone pair is conjugation with this pi electron pair. So it shows here resonance effect. It also gives anilinium ion, but it undergoes resonance effect. So because of this lone pair is conjugated with this, so hence it cannot gives electron pair readily to proton. So this is less basic than this. So the aryl amines are less basic than alkyl amines. So aryl amines are less basic than alkyl amines. So alkyl amines are definitely more basic than aryl amines. So what is the basicity of amines? Here when we see basicity of amines, because nitrogen is giving electron pair to any electron deficient species or proton, so it easily catches proton, and its basicity is totally depends on how many alkyl groups attached to it. If more number of alkyl groups attached to it, then it increases basicity. In the non-aqueous medium, this basicity is very high for the tertiary because of the three alkyl groups are there, then the secondary, then the primary. So the primary amine is less basic than secondary, secondary is less basic than tertiary. Why? Because of the more electron donating effect in the tertiary, then secondary, then primary. Now here in this, it is showing resonance effect. So because of the resonance effect in the aniline, aniline is less basic as compared to cyclohexyl amine. So the cyclohexyl amine is readily giving electron pair. Why? Because here this is electron donating. This is here electron donating. So it stabilizes this proton. Proton stabilized by electron donating this. But here it also stabilizes, but due to the resonance effect, this lone pair can shifted here. Again it can shifted here. So it shifted to ortho carbons and para carbons through resonance effect. So in this way, aromatic amines are less basic than alkyl amines or alicyclic amines. So here in this way we have discussed various electronic effects and its applications. Thank you.